All right. So, so the first thing we're going to do is to learn how to buy and sell Surge using BSC scan. So the first thing you need to do is to connect to Web3. So you press on this, connect to Web3. So you've been to the BSC scan. You pasted the SRG contract. You go to contract, then you go to write contract, and you can buy here. You just set the amount of BNB you want to buy, like 1, let's say. And here, this controls the slippage. Again, we have MEVBot protection, so don't really care about slippage for now or for the future, to be honest. So you put 0 here, and then for the deadline, you just put some big number because, yeah, again, it doesn't matter. You can cancel the transaction whenever you want. And then you just press write. There should be a pop-up from MetaMask, and then you just confirm, and that's it. I mean, that's how quick you can buy through BSC scan. And the importance here is that whether the swap is up or not, it doesn't matter. You can directly come to the contract and buy and sell, right? So we're moving one step further into full decentralization, where you don't really rely on anything to be able to buy and sell a token. If you want to sell, you just put the token amount and you add 9 zeros because we have 9 decimals. So let's say you want to sell 1,000 Surge, you just add 9 zeros to that. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 0. Okay. So this amount is actually 1,000 Surge. And then the same for the deadline, you can put like a crazy large amount. And then here again, you can put 0 because you don't care about slippage, right? So this is the minimum amount of BNBs that you would allow the transaction to send you. So you can put 0 here because we don't have any MEVBots, or yeah, you shouldn't worry about this anyway. So you just put 0 there. And then you press write. Again, you'll get a prompt from your MetaMask or your Trust wallet, and then you can just confirm, and the transaction will go through. So it's this easy. Yeah, there is nothing more to it. I'm gonna go over a bit of the other functions. So here, us, the devs, have the ability to add liquidity. So later on, if we feel that the ratio is kind of unstable and the volatility is going like extremely out of hand, we can control it a little bit by adding liquidity ourselves. One thing to note that once we add liquidity, there is no way we can remove it. So unlike PancakeSwap or Uniswap, if we add liquidity, we can't really remove it. So it just improves the stability of the token, but yeah, we will never remove this. Next, we have the approve, which you would need for any SRG20 token you're trading, or the approve max. So for now, I always use this approve max because all the SRG20 contracts that are available are all secure, and they're all like audited in a sense. But if you want to be extra safe, you use the approve function rather than the approve max. In this way, you allow the contract to only access a portion of your holdings. So let's say, I don't know, I'll get a random contract. Second, let me get, for example, the one from the SRG20 Taco. All right, so let's say I put here, this is a contract, okay? This is the Taco contract. I can put it here. This is just an example. So this is the Taco contract, Space Taco one. Before you're able to trade Space Taco, you need to come here and you need to allow the contract to access your funds, your SRG. So you put the input here, which is the spender, which is the contract, and then you put the amount here. So if I put like here 1,000, and then again you need to add 9 zeros because we have 9 decimals. So if I put those two, it means that the Taco contract can only access 1,000 of the Surge in my holdings. Okay. So let's say you want to actually buy 2,000 Surge worth of Taco. You won't be, it won't go through, because we only allowed the contract to access 1,000, right? I hope this is clear. If you put approve max, which is here, so if I put the Taco contract here and you set it to approve max, then the contract can access all your SRG funds. So again, this is less safe in case the contract is not audited, or you feel that the dev is super shady or stuff like that. Yeah. So once you put the contract here and you put right and you confirm it, and you have this max approval, it means that the contract can access all your search on the address that is confirming this. Okay. But yeah, again, if you're not worried about the contract, you don't care, it's easier for you to just approve max. But if you're worried about the contract, it's better to just approve a portion of your holdings, like just the portion that you want to ape in, yeah, or to buy in. Here, AnyDev can change fee receivers, so you can put a new team wallet, a new treasury wallet. You can change the fees. Again, fees for the devs, this is a multiplication in almost all the contracts that I've developed or I've put up on GitHub. So if you put 95, it means that the fees are 5%. All right. If you put 90, it means that the fees are 10%. In the standard GitHub contracts, I put that the dev cannot increase fees above 10% each. So they can't just like outright tax farm. Here, the changes fee exempt is to remove fees from a certain address. So let's say we have a migration. We do not want the migrator to pay any fees to buy in and distribute liquidity. So we give them this exemption from fees so that they don't pay the 5% or 4%. This is no longer relevant because we removed the max bag requirement. In the past, this function is needed if we want to remove the transaction limit for a certain address. Here we will never touch this. I think this is just for the BSD pair. For the tax distribution, this is how you allocate the percentage to the team or to the treasury or the marketing. So if you have, again, like 5% fees, and then you put 80 and 20, so you put like here 80 and you put 20, it means that the team gets 4% and the treasury gets 1%. If you flip them, it will be like the treasury will get 4% and the team will get 1%. All right. So this is just the split. So 20% of the tax goes to the team, 80% of the tax goes to the treasury. Here again, you can change the wallet limit, and this is what we've done to remove the limit for all the addresses. You know, when we started Surge, we had a 1% limit. Once we called this and we increased the limit, there weren't any limits anymore. So the current limit is the total supply. So anybody can ape the entire supply. Here, this is a renounce ownership, which I don't think we'll ever use because renouncing is just for like degen or useless tokens mainly, which are just based on hype. Lastly, these are just standard transfer functions. Here we can transfer ownership to another address. So for example, I've used this a lot because I've been helping a lot of teams build on the Surge network, and each one of them wanted a different CA. So I was making the CAs for them and then transferring ownership to them. Lastly, teams need to manually withdraw tax balance, and I've done this. Instead of making it auto, I made it manual so that people don't pay the extra gas fees for transferring the tax. Right. So people who are trading do not pay the extra fee to transfer tax to the tax wallets. All right, I hope everything is clear up until here. I'll move on with other functionalities. So yeah, again, if you want to, so let's move on to like buying SRG20 token. So let's say I want to buy this Space Taco, which I go here to the contract, I go to the right contract. Again, you want to buy. Here, the buying amount is always in SRG because they are SRG20 tokens. So again, if you want to buy 1,000, you need to put 1,000 and then you add 9 zeros because we have 9 decimals. So, all right. And then again, mint token, you can put 0. And for the deadline, you can put some insane amount because we don't care. And then you can just write and confirm, and that's it. But before doing this, you need to approve. So you take the CA of Taco, you go to Surge on BSC. So if you're on Ethereum, you need to go on the Ethereum Surge. If you're on BSC, you need to go to the BSC Surge. and you go to this approve max if you don't care about the contracts. So if you're fully sure that the contract is safe, you can just do approve max, and then you press on this write, and then you'll have a prompt, and you just confirm, and that's it. This allows you to trade freely Taco as you wish. All right. For selling, you don't need any approval. You can just sell directly. So if you have a certain token amount, so let's say I want to sell 1,000 Taco, you need to first check the decimals. So you go to read contract, you check the decimals. Should be here, A, B, C, D, decimals. So they are 9, okay? Because they are 9, it means you need to add 9 zeros to any amount you want to sell. So if you want to sell 1,000, you also need to add 9 zeros. If the decimals were like 18, then you need to add 18 zeros to whatever amount you want to sell. All right. Again, you put like a massive amount here for the deadline, and then you put 0 for MBNB out, and then you can press write and confirm, and that's it. You would have sold your tokens. All right. So by doing that, we've covered both SRG and SRG20 tokens. Now we go through the swap. Again, ideally there should be a MetaMask connected. So once you press on this connect, you'll have it connected rather than please install MetaMask. And then if you want to trade SRG, you just select which one you want to buy or sell. So you can just put SRG BSC, and then this will pop up. And let's say you want to buy 1 BNB worth, you just put 1 and you press buy. That's it. You'll have a prompt here and you confirm, and that's it. It's done. If you don't want to trade SRG BSC or ETH, you want to trade some SRG20 token, you keep the select one, and then you paste in the address for the token that you want to trade. So in this case, it's Space Taco. You just put in how much SRG you want to buy. So let's say I want to buy 1,000 SRG. Before pressing buy, you need to approve once. So you just need to approve once, yeah? Because in the swap, I'm using the approve max function. So again, if the contract is shady, it's better to just approve a certain amount, or to just double check the contract. Like if it's shady, just don't buy, all right? So you approve first once, and then you can buy whatever amount you want. Here, you don't need to add the zeros for the decimals because I already take them into consideration within the code for the swap, all right? If you want to sell, it's the same thing. So let's say you just want to sell 1,000 Taco, you just put 1,000 and you press sell, and that's it. You can press on any of these buttons to get a percentage of your balance to be popped up here. So if you press max, it will show the max amount of surge that you have here. If you press max here, it will show the maximum amount of Taco that you have in your balance, all right? And you can sell that. Here, you don't really care about those. If there is any trouble in buying or selling, you can change a bit. Like if the gas fees are too much, you can change those a bit. Maybe set a smaller deadline and the higher slippage, and then you can just sell. Lastly, if you want to see the amount of your holdings or what's their worth, you just put the contract here, and then you click on refresh, and you will have your holdings worth here, all right? So it's super easy to buy and sell.
Sorry,
yeah,
to interrupt you, but the holding values is not working right now. This function for SRG.
Okay, I think it's because of the new the defense against DDoSing on the main website. But I'm gonna add my test website up for everybody to use so that it doesn't happen. So I have a test website. It's called searchswap.finance. People can use that as well. But yeah, I'll add that later for anybody to use and check.
Nice.
All right. So it's super easy to buy and sell a Surge or SRG20 tokens. And again, the idea is that you can just go fully decentralized and just use any explorer to be able to buy or sell. And if you're a bit tech savvy, you can use any code to be able to buy and sell. You don't need any third party to be able to buy and sell your tokens. And that's a huge step for decentralization for tokens, given the current horrible things that are happening due to centralization, we as a community, as a decentralized finance community, we should push towards more and more decentralization so that we are not controlled by any single entity. All right. So that's for the trading part, which is essential for everybody, and we will be uploading that in parts to YouTube for any new people to understand how buying and selling works for SRG and SRG20 tokens. Now we will be moving towards more Devi stuff. So we'll move towards how to deploy using Remix. Let me pull out the standard contract. So yeah. So this is all right. So this is the standard contract. Let's say you're a developer, you want to deploy an SRG20 contract. First, you come here. The contracts are available on GitHub, so you can copy paste. You remove this, and then you can put whatever you want here, like website is something, TG is something, okay? And you don't really need to change anything from those up until you get here. So first thing you need to change is the contract name. So let's say you want to, I don't know, whatever, Doge, all right? So everybody is accustomed to this meme coin. So you change first the name here, and it's advisable to do the same here. Then you need to put a symbol. Again, we'll call it Doge, or you can add the $sign as well. And here you select the decimals, all right? So I like to keep them 9 because the main contract is 9, but there is no problem in putting 12, 1, 2, whatever you want. Just don't increase it too much, because if you increase it too much, then the price calculations become off, and you won't be able to use the standard charting services everywhere. So just don't increase the decimals too much. And that's it. So you change these 3 things and the name. All right. Here, you only change this if you want to deploy on something other than BSC. So if you are deploying on BSC, you use this contract, which is the BSC Surge. If you're deploying on ETH, you need to get the ETH contract. So you go here. 1 second. Let me get the CA. All right. So you put the ETH contract, which is this. All right. If you're deploying on testnet, you can come here. You select test. All right. This is the testnet contract. You change this to testnet SRG, and I do this all the time. So if I want to deploy a new contract and I need to test out all its functionality, I usually deploy it on testnet first, and then I deploy it on mainnet, because there is no need to spend actual money to test a contract. Yeah, that's why testnet is there. So you just put this testnet contract and you test your contract. And that's it. So for the SRG, so let me go back to the BSC one. All right. Here you do not change anything. You go to total supply. You just change the total supply. So this is 100 million. Let's say you want 1 million. You just put like this, 6, so 10 to the power 6. If you want 100,000, you put 5, and so on. If you want 1 billion, you put 9. So we're done with total supply. So you just go step by step, just as I'm doing. Next, you need to set the fees. So let's say you have a sell tax of 6%, then you change this to 94. All right, so it's 100 minus whatever tax you want. And here you do the same. So if you want a buy tax of 6%, you also put 94. If you want 7%, you put 93, etc. You need to change the team wallet and the treasury wallet to whatever wallets you want those to be. Then you need to change the tax split. So here it's 40% goes to team, 60% goes to treasury. You can change them. So let's say you can put them 20 to the team and 80 to the treasury. All right. The sum of team share and treasury share should be equal to this share divisor. All right. Because it will be 20 over 100 plus 80 over 100. If they're not equal, then there will be a problem with the tax calculations and the tax distribution later on when you apply the withdraw function. All right. The debt is just there. You don't change anything. Here is the most important parameter for the system, and this is what makes Surge so beautiful, is that you do not need any initial liquidity to be able to launch your project. All you need to do is just change this one here. So you just need to change this number here, and you can set it to whatever you want. So let's say you want the initial liquidity to be 100K Surge. You just leave it like this. So this 10 to the power 5 is 100K. If you want it to be like 10K, you just put 4. If you want it to be 50K, you just put 5 times 10 to the power 4. And this means that your initial liquidity and your initial market cap will be 50,000 Surge. All right. So you can check the price of Surge and multiply that by 50,000, and you'll get roughly the initial market cap. All right. And that's it. That's all you need to deploy the contract. So once you're done with this liquidity, you're done with the contract, and you can go ahead and deploy it. So it's like very, very simple and straightforward. Yeah. So again, like this is the beauty of Surge. Like you're a dev, you don't have money, you're broke, but you have a brilliant idea. You don't need to spend anything, and you just put it there and you launch the project. And in opposition, even if you're very rich, you have no reason to spend money on useless liquidity. You can just set the initial liquidity to be whatever, because in Uniswap or on PancakeSwap, once you're launching a token, you're providing dead liquidity. You're providing, 50 beans just to set a price, but you can set that price directly in the contract. So you're just wasting money, and you're reducing the amount of money available in the system to be able to boost other projects. So it's all just a big waste of liquidity, what is happening in PCS and Uniswap. And that's what Surge is here to change. And I can't stress enough how massive this thing is. So yeah, once you're done with this, so you wrap up, you put this liquidity parameter here, you're done. You just need to go here, put the latest commit. All right, so apparently there's a new Solidity commit, so we can improve that and add it. But for now, we're at 0.8.17. You go to this deploy and run transaction. You just put the injected provider. Right now, there is no MetaMask, so Remix won't change to this injected provider, but it would in perfect world. And then there would be a deploy contract here button, which you press, and that's it. You have your token launched. Here, under Solidity Compiler, it's always recommended to enable optimization because it will reduce transaction fees and it will reduce your deployment fees. So rather than paying 0.04 to deploy, you can pay like 0.02, 0.01 to deploy, depending on the length of your contract. All right. So that's for Remix. And like the rewards contract is pretty similar to whatever we've done here. So let me get the rewards contract. It's in the standard CAs. Yeah, we've added a new contract for Ethereum, which is the manual rewards, because Ethereum is it's not optimal to have auto rewards on Ethereum because it costs a lot of gas. Anyway, so this is the rewards contract. Again, you follow the same thing here. You put your project details on top, and then you don't need to change anything. Except here. So you start from here. You change the name to whatever you want. So yeah, SRG. Yeah, whatever. And then you set the same name here. You change the symbol. You change the decimals. Here you just change this if you according to chain. So if you're on ETH chain, you use ETH SRG. If you're on testnet, you use testnet SRG. You change the total supply here. You change the taxes here as we've done before. Here you can set a max bag and the max transaction. So here the max bag is 2% and the max transaction is 1%. Tax balance you never touch. This one should always be 0. If it's not 0, if you ever read in a contract that it's not 0, just don't buy into that contract. Here you have the team wallet and the treasury wallet. Again, you can change those, and then you can change the shares. So here is like one easy way to set shares to be equal to a certain percentage. So for example, let's say we have here 93 and this is 93. So it means the taxes are 7%. You can set the share divisor to be like 70 or 700. And then let's say I want 2% treasury share and 5% rewards. So you just put 200 as a treasury and 500 as a reward. And then because it's 200 over 700 times 7, so you get 2% directly, right? So that's why the share divisor here is 700. So whenever you want to get like a certain percentage, you set the share divisor to be a multiple of the tax, and then you set the treasuries and like you set the shares accordingly, right? So in this case, you're getting 2 out of the 7% tax as treasury, and you're getting 5% as a reward. Again, here's the most important thing: it's setting the liquidity. So you just set the liquidity, and you're good to go. You don't need to add anything. Trading can just start from there. All right, and that's it. I mean, the reward contract is done. Make sure to enable optimization, then compile. And after you compile, you just use this one here. You put the injected provider. Of course, you'll need to have a wallet so that this turns into an injected provider. And then make sure to select the contract here, all right, and then just deploy. And then that's it. You don't need anything else. All right, so that's how to deploy tokens using Remix. Let me change up to how to deploy using the deployer bot, which will be live soon. Let me change the share screen. All right, 1 second. Yeah. All right. So you have this deployer bot. You just do /start. All right. It gives you a deployer wallet address and a PK. You can use help if you want some help with how things get deployed. You just press start. You press this SRG20. It pops this up for you. And then you can start changing stuff. So let's say I want to do a Doge token. All right, you can just press on stuff and change them. So I want 100,000 supply. Decimals, I want them to be 12. Liquidity, I want it to be 10K. SRG, I want 2% tax and 2% team tax. For the max transaction, I want to start with a 0.5% max TX, and I want a max wallet of 2%. And then you just set your marketing wallet, team wallet, and owner wallet, and the socials, so the website and Telegram. And then you just press deploy. It will tell you it's surging a token into existence, and very soon it will give you the CA with the BSC scan link or the ETH scan link, and then you can go and start working with your project there. All right, so it's that simple. This will be the first iteration of the bot. Of course, I'm gonna improve it massively over time. I will be adding every single contract that anybody could think about within this deployer, so nobody needs any other deployer services ever, right? So this will be the go-to place to deploy a contract moving on. All right, so with that, I've covered almost everything I want to talk about. So we've covered how to buy and sell any SRG or SRG20 token. We've covered how to deploy using Remix for developers, and we've covered how to use this quick deployer bot to be able to deploy anything you want. This will be available like very, very soon. And I'll be taking questions.